the foreign aid workers who were tragically killed in Gaza. What do you make of the Israeli explanation of it? Prime Minister Netanyahu says it was unintentional and that they're investigating.
So we're looking for them to do two things. One, to conduct a full, swift, and transparent investigation. And if that investigation shows that accountability is appropriate, then there, of course, should be accountability. And we will wait to see the results of that investigation before we pass judgment on it. Mr. Gallant said that they are going to stand up a situation room to improve coordination between aid workers and the IDF. I don't want to pass judgment on what this investigation will show, just as you don't want to pass judgment on what any investigation would show before it's concluded. They need to find out exactly what happened, and we will. I'll wait to pass judgment on it until it's completed.
There's been reporting in Israeli media about how the attack has taken place. It said the drone fired 3 missiles in succession, and each of them sort of struck one of the cars. And we have an interview with Jose Andres actually just on our wire, and he told us that the Israeli army targeted the convoy, quote, systematically, car by car. Prime Minister Netanyahu talked about this being a mistake and unintentional. How do you reconcile those two, the reporting and what Jose Andres is saying and what Prime Minister Netanyahu is saying?
The chief of staff for the Israeli Defense Forces has come out and said it was a misidentification. But that said, we need to wait and see the outcome of this investigation to know with any confidence what it was that happened, and we're going to wait to do that. It doesn't really matter how they made the mistake. At the end of the day, you have 7 dead aid workers. So whatever the reason was that led to this tragedy, whatever the mistake that happened inside the IDF, it's unacceptable. And they need to do better.
Doesn't this kind of incident make U.S. stop and reconsider its arms sales or military aid to Israel?
We continue to be committed to Israel's defense, but we continue to press them consistently to ensure that they fully comply with international humanitarian law, and critically, that when they do make mistakes, as they very obviously did yesterday, that they are transparent about those mistakes, that they investigate them, and if appropriate, there's accountability.
Is that what U.S. government have been told, that it was a misidentification?
They have told us. They have told us the same things privately that they have said publicly. The point about misidentification that General Halevi said in that public statement is what they have communicated to us privately. I'm not going to get further into the conversations, but ultimately, what's important is that they conduct an investigation to identify how that mistake happened.
And one on just timing, I know you say swift investigation. Can you give us any more detail, whether this is days, weeks?
I would defer to the government of Israel to speak to that. We want to see it happen as soon as possible while ensuring that it is thorough and gets to the actual bottom of what happened.
So has the government of Israel shared with you any information that prove that this was what they're saying, a misidentification, or are you just trusting that?
What we are trusting is that they're going to conduct a full investigation. We will look at how that investigation is conducted. We will look at the results of that, and then we will pass judgment on it. So I don't want to pass judgment on anything that they have said privately or publicly until they've conducted a full investigation. So we're going to wait and pass judgment when we see the full results.
But in a way, you're passing judgment by standing up there and saying it was a misidentification already before you have the actual facts before you.
I don't have any reason to dispute that, but we will wait and see the full investigation. So I think we will wait, as I said, for the results of the investigation to pass judgment on how this mistake happened. But as I said, it ultimately doesn't matter whether it was 3 or 2. They killed 7 aid workers. However they made the mistake, it resulted in a tragedy that should have never happened. Let's just wait, see what the investigation comes up with, and then we can make our judgments.